Meigs Point Nature Center. You can see I'm in a different location. I am in the upstairs meeting space that we have here at the old building. Remember, the Meigs Point Nature Center is closed right now. As soon as we reopen, we invite you to stop in and visit us. The programs that we're doing on Facebook Live are just a small example of what we offer at the Nature Center, so make sure you stop in. Reminder, all of Connecticut state, I shouldn't say all, most of Connecticut state parks remain open. There are a few that have had to close. Kent Falls, I think, is one of them, Chatfield Hollow. So just follow the rules. Please remember your social distance. Even if you're at a state park, outdoors, wherever you go, you need to keep 7 skunks' lengths away from each other. So the length of a skunk, 7 of those away from everybody that you come in contact with or come near. Keep that social distance. Make sure to cover your mouth when you sneeze or cough. Don't touch your face. Make sure you're washing your hands. Wear your masks when you're out in public. All of these things will help get us through this a little bit quicker than it would be otherwise. Okay, doing something a little bit different today. Hopefully you all enjoy it. We're going to be talking a little bit about insects, specifically one of the coolest insects in the world, and it's the dragonflies. So dragonflies and damselflies. Maybe you haven't heard of a damselfly. That's like a subgroup of the dragonflies. You can tell them apart. I don't have a live one. We're a little early in the season to be finding live ones, but this one we found here at the Nature Center out in our garden a few years ago. They don't live very long. Most of them only live a few days. There are some that live a little bit longer. One of the really cool things that happens here at the Nature Center is we get purple martins, and we'll be doing a whole program on purple martins. One day I had a gentleman out here and he had a big scope set up and he was looking at the purple martins coming in and out of the martin houses. And I asked him if he was, studying purple martins. He was taking notes and everything, taking pictures. He was really interested. He said he didn't care at all about purple martins. He was studying dragonflies. And because purple martins hunt at higher altitudes, up to 1,000 feet up, sometimes more, and there are certain dragonflies that's also where they're found up hunting for small insects. The purple martins collect the dragonflies, bring them back to feed their young. So he was studying the dragonflies that are caught by purple martins. How cool is that? That the way you study one animal is by looking to see what is eating that animal. I found that fascinating. So if we look at these are predators themselves. They can eat 30 to a couple of hundred insects a day. Really fascinating how many insects they're able to eat. They have to eat on the wing. They have to catch their food. If they can't fly, they're not able to catch their food, and they're not going to be able to survive unless they're flying. So they catch their food, they eat it. Any smaller insects, that's what they're going to eat. They are territorial, so they'll chase each other out of their territories. And then the female lays her egg underwater. So she'll stick it on a stem of a plant or something underwater. It morphs. Once it hatches, the pupa, the little baby insect, will morph from one form to another until it emerges out as a dragonfly. It will split its back open. It will climb right out of the little exoskeleton. Remember, these have exoskeletons just like crabs. We've talked about crabs and lobsters. So this is a good time to remind everybody you can see all of our other videos on our meigspointnaturecenter.org or Meigs Point Nature Center YouTube page, or go back and look at them on Facebook. So lots of places you can find us, but look at the videos about crustaceans, lobsters and crabs, and they have exoskeletons too. So when they emerge out of the water, then they pump their body full of air. They pump little fluid down all their veins to get their body out stiff. Now you can imagine, while they're doing that, they're soft. That's when lots of things will like to eat them. So they're eaten by fish and turtles and other insects and frogs and birds. So lots of things will try and eat them, especially when they're soft like that. But once they're able to fly, they have a big advantage. They have an adaptation that most insects have, a compound eye. That allows them to see what's going on. I don't know if you can see how big that eye is. It's covering its whole head. Look at that eye. It goes from the bottom of its head all the way to the top around, and it meets on the back of its head. So that's a massive eye. A compound eye means there are a whole bunch of little, I call them eyelets. They're not really eyelets. They're little seeing organs. If they're all stuck together. So you imagine a whole bunch of binoculars that are all stuck together. That's what a compound eye looks like. All right. And that allows, if anything's coming behind them, before them, they can hover. When they fly, they're like a helicopter. They can go up, down, backwards, anywhere they want to go, just like that. And that's how they catch the insects that they're catching and avoid being eaten while they're flying. So really fascinating. I actually have a model of one. So they actually can get larger than this one right here. This is probably like a green darner, something we find in Connecticut. This would be a big one for Connecticut, but in South America, they can get 7.5 inches long. So imagine that, an insect that's that big. It's just absolutely fascinating. So let's take a look at the differences between dragonflies and damselflies. So damselflies, I don't know if you guys can see this. We'll do the damselfly first. They have a long, slender body, and when they sit perched on the ground or a stick, their wings fold backwards. A dragonfly has a thicker body, and when they land, they leave their wings out to the sides. So again, the damselflies are just a smaller group within the dragonfly family. And the estimates are that there are between 5,000 and 6,000 dragonflies in the world. So I think they have about 5,000 confirmed, and estimates are that there could be another 1,000 that we don't even know about yet. And that's something that amazes me, that there could be 1,000 insects out there that we haven't identified. So all of you kids that are into entomology, the study of insects, this is something that you might want to study and find out all the different kinds of dragonflies that there are. And then tell me, because I really want to know how many there are. All right, so we're talking about compound eyes. And I have these special glasses that allow me to see like an insect. I see a whole bunch of images. They're all together. I see multiple images at the same time, and my brain doesn't know which one to look at. An insect is able to do that. And I have to take them off because I can't see very well with them. We're going to put this up and see if you can see me. All right. Can you see that? That's how an insect sees a whole bunch of images at the same time. Absolutely amazing. That their brain is able to take all those images and pick out the thing that's food or the thing that's trying to eat them. That always fascinated me. There are actually other kinds of compound eyes. We'll see if we can get this one. This one is a slit up and down, so that's a different kind of compound eye. Okay, they're all side by side. And then this is what each eye in those compound eye, this is what they see. So they're seeing a central image. There we go, a central image, and then images around the outside. So not only do they have multiple lenses, that's the word I was looking for before. They have multiple eye lenses, but then each lens sees multiple images. So they're able to determine what they're going to eat by seeing all of these multiple images. Now, we have something really cool that we're going to do. We are going to make your own compound eye. So there are a few things that you need to do it. You need a paper towel or toilet paper tube, and you need some straws. I have some paper straws here. You could use plastic ones, whatever you have around your house. You're going to need scissors. So for the younger kids out there, if you don't have the safe scissors, make sure your parents help you when you're using the scissors. Don't just grab them yourself. And then later, a little bit of saran wrap. If you don't have red, you can take it and color it red with a magic marker. You can make your own red. But it needs to be red because dragonflies see in the upper UV spectrum, which means mostly what they're seeing are reds, blues, and greens. So that's why I have a red lens on there. So what you're going to do, you just take your straw and cut it into thirds. Very simple. Oh, you're going to need a little bit of tape, and I forgot, a rubber band would be helpful. So after you cut your straw, you're going to need a few straws. I got a lot here. You don't need this many. But you take your straws and cut them into thirds, okay? And then you put them all together, and we'll just wrap a little bit of tape around them so that they stay together. Now, if you're not following along, you can go to our website. There is a link to see how to do this. We got this activity from another website, and we have the link up so you can make your own compound eye. Okay, so I've just wrapped the tape around them. All right, so they're all nice in a group. Then you're going to take your paper towel tube or toilet paper tube, cut it down the middle like that, and that way you can put your straws right in there and make it nice and tight. Wrap it tightly around your straws, and then you just take a little bit of tape and tape where you just cut. This way you don't have to fill the whole tube with straws. You can just use a few straws to do it. Next, you're going to take your red cellophane. If you don't have red, again, you can color it. I'm just folding it up to be a little bit smaller. It also makes it a little more red. We put that over the end, like that. And then you wrap a rubber band around to hold it in place. Now, when you look through, let's see how this works for you all. You're probably just going to see some red. You'll be able to make your own compound eye and see the way a dragonfly sees. If you are as fascinated as I am by the ability for an insect to catch something else with an eye like this. Now, their brains are not as sophisticated as ours, but they can do something that ours can't because they're able to interpret all of those images and catch their food. So this is absolutely amazing to me. You can make it yourself, really fun. Now I have two, so I can do this. And everything is red. It's really cool. All right. So, dragonflies have been around since before dinosaurs, 300 million years. The dragonflies that were back when the dinosaurs were around were 2.5 feet long. So you can't even see that in this picture. Imagine a 2.5 foot dragonfly. That's something that I would probably want to avoid because they are predators. They're hunting insects and other things. And if it's big enough, it might think that I'm food. And you don't want that to happen. So, do we have any questions about dragonflies? Somebody's talking about a book over and under the pond. So that's probably talking about how the baby dragonfly, it swims around as a larvae and then comes out and emerges and turns into a big, beautiful dragonfly. All right. We are watching on Dinosaur Train. My daughter loves it. Cool. I'm not sure what Dinosaur Train is. We're going to have to look that up. Any other questions about dragonflies? All right. Hopefully you guys can make this little project at home. If you have any comments, if you're watching this video after it's been shown live, you can put up your comments and questions, and we'll try and answer them for you. We'll put them up as posts, or I can talk about them during a video. Make sure you put up where you're sending a message from. I like to see how far our program is reaching. And if you like us or follow us, that tells your friends something that you're interested in, and maybe they'd be interested in it as well. Someone's asking, can you eat them? Can you eat dragonflies? You probably could. Most insects are not harmful if you eat them. but I imagine that some of them don't taste very well. So yeah, you can eat them, but let's be careful about what you're eating out there. All right. So, other things, let's remind everybody, go to our virtual learning center on the meigspointnaturecenter.org website. You can also go to the Meigs Point Nature Center YouTube page and watch all of the videos that I've done, and I think we're over 30 now. We're always adding content, so we're going to be adding more vocabulary words as we go, and more projects. We want to do more crafts like this. If you're enjoying these things or have a subject that you'd like us to talk about, please send us a message. You can message us on Facebook or on our website, and we'd really appreciate it. I think you can do it on YouTube as well. We just got all the videos up on YouTube this weekend, so really cool that we're on YouTube now, and you can all join in and see all the programs that we're doing here. Remember, Connecticut state parks are open, but you have to maintain social distance. They may have to be closed if people are getting into too large of a group or not staying 6 feet apart. Remember, you're 7 skunks distance away from one another. So, I hope that everybody is enjoying the videos. Please continue to watch them. And tomorrow at 2 o'clock, at 11 o'clock, we'll be doing another live animal program. And then at 2 o'clock, we'll be doing something in the environment. Maybe we'll visit another park or go out into a different place at Hammonasset that we haven't visited yet. So thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you next time.